So much has happened in Data Live. Welcome back, because I'm very sure you want to see more. After... Did Mukuro return everyone's memory to which, they now remember him? Or was that glossed over? Either way, we've got a new student in the class. A new friend to get along with. One that they've known for such a long time. It's always fun when Kurumi is around. And of course a bit of trouble for the local delinquent population. Hopefully her inclusion in the class is going to put a bit of a stop on Isaac's plans, at least him being a trouble and come rocking around all too often. We'll have to see though. So, I'm excited, hopefully you are as well. Strap in, get a drink, let's begin. Always good when you start the episode off with this slow kind of brass. And that popularity is only growing. Good, because we've had quite enough trouble for the time being. She's just here to experience the wants of being a student for a little bit. However, I mean, it could also lend credence to just waiting for a better opportunity, one that would be more fun. But yeah, the fact that Kurumi does have that kind of power play, so, well, I'm here being civil. If I wanted to kill you all and just win, I'd do it. So, why don't we have lunch together instead? Maybe help out with my mathematics homework. But something that has always kind of intrigued me is, does no one raise an eyebrow at how many transfer students this class has had? And kind of like what is shown off here, I would like more elements of the high energy impact fight scenes that don't fall back on slightly cheap 3D work. Which must mean what? There's a hint towards the primal spirit, the origin. Oh, parties all around, nice. Oh wait, what? There's something that she wants first. Name it. And how easy would it be for him to provide? Sure, ask for a little bit of privacy. The rest of the conversation, that's fair game. So I see he's recovered nicely. Well, it doesn't quite seem that way. Because they're all gathered in one location. Uh-huh. Well, of course, everything revolves around Shido once again. We know that he can make Toku invert quite easily by just becoming injured, but is it quite as easy for the rest of them? Sure, they're getting a little attached to him. Ah. Daughters of the Demon Lord. Yeah, he's writing himself his own little fanfic in that book, isn't he? Wise of him to announce the plan. I need to go talk to her, no matter how dangerous it's going to be. But yeah, the fact that they are going to be all in line and wanting to help out is good. They'd leap into the fray at a moment's notice. And no cameras or anything floating in the sky. At least close the door slightly. Well, he's been through a lot. But also, with the fact that Kurumi has millions of copies of herself, and they all see Shido at different points. Excuse me! Sudden aneurysm. Okay. Good for Mana to reappear onto the scene. She's been awfully absent for quite a while. Was the radio damaged in the attack? There's some interference going on. Also, what is this music for this scene? Let's hope that they're far enough away that none of the city is going to be in danger. Is this going to be our first foray into understanding what this Demon Lord's daughter can do? But also the fact that they're just made of paper as well. Oh god. Kurumi versus Nibuko. Clone Army versus Clone Army. It's a bit rich coming from... yeah. Does it come at a price? Considering, like, Kurumi clones and Nibuko and whatnot look fine, Mana's 3D work looks really out of place. I don't know if that's on purpose or just bad materials being used. He zoned out there for a moment. Is that the plan of going back, changing fate in history? Something with the spirit origin. And is he going to be able to contain any more? And her goal is to obtain more. Who's going to win out? Despite the multiple murders and missing peoples, yeah, just go on to live a normal life after. That kindness definitely won't come back to bite him. When do we achieve at least one of them? Achieve one of them. She's such a salesman, this one. At least a 50% victory. But is this also playing into her plans here? Oh, great, a game that he is well versed in. Well, considering it's been thrust upon him how countless times already. Does she also have certain frivolities like other characters? A preference for 2D, that kind of thing. And if he wins, does she still get to devour him? Huh. That's quite the statement. I mean, there's a certain level of crazy that you probably shouldn't get involved with. Well then, let's start their game, I was going to say, but sure, let's go back onto the fallback statement that there ever was. Welcome home. I mean, it was spur of the move. Yeah, there was a lot of interference in communications. And it still deserved a punch to the gut. You know, a liver shot can do a lot of damage. I mean, that's like one of his leading character traits, is it not? So he gets a punch in as well. I mean, fair's fair. Kazuma would not hesitate. Remember, he's all for equality. Yeah, I expected that. Kind of wants to go back and watch Konosuba now. Is this some sort of harassment now? She's wearing the wrong hairbands for that expression. Could have knocked first. Quick, lock him up before he's a danger to the others. Hopefully you're not getting ideas for the next manga. There's a mix of concern and just carry those around just in case? You know, for any eventuality. Got marriage papers, adoption papers. And considering that we know Kurumi is confident in her abilities here, do you want to get into that rabbit hole? Oh yeah, do you have an idea? Considering she had knowledge and book, you thought it best to not divulge all of this? Was it one of the things that the book couldn't tell you? And motivations, ways to tackle it. Not really too surprised on that one, are you? And considering she's there all the time, apart from just being co-workers and help and their first aid kind of contact, is there anything else with that character? I'm glad that they all came to that conclusion pretty quickly. And if you killed the Spirit of Origin back then, what happens? How would the world look different? After all, on the offset, does it sound like such a bad idea considering all the damage spirits have caused? It's hard to really take a side, to be fair. I see she made it out. Mostly. We thought it prudent that she debriefs them as soon as possible. It's always good to have some visual proof. But then, weren't the communications gone before that even started? Was there some insider information there? I see. So she helped out in the attack and gave her a bit of prior warning. For it has been foretold. I mean, would you have taken kindly to the fact that been in contact with Kurumi there? What is their plan of attack? Also, what date is circled there? I know they're in February. That's fair enough, but there's probably more to it than just protecting her potential assets. You've opened up quite a few cans of worms of this episode. The blackout, the communication issue, which was apparently solved with the army attack, even though it went out before then. Came to walk him to school. How nice of her. Did she bring him lunch as well? I mean, she had a plan of making him fall for her, so why not get started straight away? Little diversion? Is it going to be with the Overlook that so many other characters have seen? Much, much better. That's my kind of street. Even a psychopathic murderer can't ignore the allure of a few cats. And what's going to be the tragic backstory of her when that gets all revealed? Not all cats are extroverts and so friendly. Giving up so early, destined to stay alone. Well, he said it. Can't run away now. What kind of pet play am I watching? I feel sick. You could feel the dignity leave his body when recording that line. So it appears that she is a bit of a cat person after all. But exactly, if she's just playing along, trying to get into the role to claim him, or if there is more to her than what we've been shown and told. Unlike Origami's focus on her mission on killing spirits, Kurumi allows herself a little bit of time to be distracted. It was a decent episode, setting up a thing or two. The main question is just to see where it goes. Several times I've asked for getting Kurumi back into the action and having her involved in the plot a bit more to speed things along, to see where it's all going. And now that I'm actually getting what I asked for, well, I couldn't be at a better time. Now that some more spirits are on board, Isaac is off doing his little spiel. The idea of the Spirit of Origin, what's that all about and why it seems to be centered around Shido. I need more of that. But hey, where's the fun if it's not wrapped around a game of getting one another to fall for each other? even if Shido does need urgent trip to the hospital. Whether or not it's some bigger issue and medical episode that he's having, or just a fact of him harnessing so much spirit power within himself, all we really know is no one's going to be having a simple time going forward, considering there's now not only an army of Kurumi at a moment's notice, but Demon Lord's daughter, whatever the hell, summoned from the depths of Isaac's middle school delusion. And hell, that's not even before Elliot gets involved. We saw what he can do when he takes a step out of his wheelchair, so when it comes to the grand show-off and final battle, probably in for a good time. But much like most times now, the 3D work can do with a little bit of an upgrade. Some bits aren't too bad, like I said, with the army of Kurumi and whatnot, but Mana standing there and kind of rotating in place, and the colour work being off and not quite fitting, it draws me out of the situation in the episode just a little. But hell, where would a Date A Live episode be without feel-good statements, the ominous loom of destruction on the horizon, and some questionable actions that are probably going to be very hard to defend in court. But overall, Date A Live is fun. A vast difference from where I started off on the series. Wasn't warming to it all too quickly, but kind of invested in the mystery now. We've come too far to let go. And hopefully you've been enjoying the ride with me. We've still got a few episodes, so stick around. If you want to make sure not to miss out those pivotal ones, consider subscribing to the channel. If I've entertained you and you've reached this far, consider leaving a like and a comment down below. Maybe even checking the description for a link over to my Discord. Keep up to date with notifications, comments, memes, yes. But for now, get yourself a bit of rest. Because there's plenty of questions that have been left unanswered. I'm not sure where they're going.